Hi, I'm Susan Garden with Robert Garden Art, and I'm here today to do an acrylic painting, a really simple one, and I'm going to do a rainbow sky. I'm using acrylics because they dry quickly, and I really like the way you can do a project very fast. So a rainbow sky, let's think about the spectrum. And we're going to start with yellow, kind of in the middle, going back and forth. These acrylics are a thicker body acrylic, and they spread really easily. And then we're going to go in with a little bit of the lower part, red, and I'll add a little red to the yellow and make an orange. I'm just mixing on a little simple plate. So I've got the orange color. It's nice. Put that just right above the yellow. And in there. And then blend where those two colors meet. See how I use the edge of the brush and blend that in. Now I'll add a little more red. And put that in just above the orange. And I'll blend that in softly. Really soft. You don't want to see lines. And the paint's staying wet, so it's not so dry that you can't blend it. Then I'm going to go one step darker with a little bit of blue into that red color. It's going to gray the color just a little bit and give us a nice dark top. Blending it out softly again where it touches the last color. Now if I add just a touch more blue to my brush, and then I flip it over and wipe out one side and put in a little white, let me show you how I'm double loading a brush. I'm putting white on one side and this kind of purpley color on the other side. So this is what you call a double loaded brush. And I'm going to take that brush and I'm just going to kind of hit like this and make some real pretty clouds along in here. Keeping the light side up and the dark side down. And both colors are coming out off the brush at the same time. If I want to turn the light and have it more at the bottom of the cloud, I'll turn the brush over. Now I'm going to come in with some water. I always love water. I practically put it in everything. I'm going to use phthalo blue this time. It's a cooler blue than ultramarine blue. I'm going to put some water in right back in here. This is the deeper water, so I might even go just a tad darker. I want this line to be fairly straight across because it's the horizon line of the ocean. And then as I come down, it still doesn't look quite straight. Sometimes I have to stand back to see if the line is fairly straight. I'm going to lighten it up because the water's getting more shallow and you can see the sun through it, so I'll put a little yellow in it too, and I'll get a green, kind of a soft aqua green. So I turned that color green to add the yellow and the white. And then I'm going to get really light for the really shallow water and put that in right down in here. That's the shallow water. And again, you're wanting to blend all your different color changes so you don't see hard lines in between because that water just gradually changes. Now let's put in a wave. My husband says I'm great at making waves, and I think I am. I'm going to take some phthalo blue, a little touch of yellow ochre. This makes a darker green. And I'm going to put a wave in going across this water. Across. And then I want to make it look like the wave's turning, so I'm going to turn that wave just a little bit. And I'm going to put a little white cap on. And whenever I want to clean my brush, I'll just take it in the cup, rinse it around here like this, dab it out, and then if it's too wet, and usually it is after you've cleaned it, I'm going to dry it off. Now I'm going to put some white caps on. Those are the parts where the wave kind of splashes over using white and just a touch of yellow ochre. Keep that light side up at the top and just lay it on the top of the wave. Now the waves don't usually go all the way across. You'll have wave and then you'll have a white cap and then wave and a white cap, and you might even see a little bit of movement in this part of the water. How am I doing on time, camera person? 5 minutes. Hey, that's going good. All right, so now I'm going to paint the beach. First I want to paint the wet sand, and then I'll do the dry sand. So I'm going to come right in under here with a little bit of dark burnt umber. That's going to get that sand, the really darker part where the water rolls over it. And then I'll just lighten it up a little bit and brighten it up with white and a touch of yellow ochre. And that'll make a good light dry sand color. And that's going to go right down in here. Kind of painting straight across. Then I think I'll add a little detail, just something fun. How about a seagull? So I'll start with a little narrow brush. This is a little detail brush. We call this a script liner. I'm going to load it with a little bit of white. And I'm going to do a wide V like this for the bird. How about another bird, a gull and a gull friend? And maybe 3 is always the magic number in painting. So I'll do another one like that. And then I'll rinse the brush out and get a darker color. Some ultramarine blue and some burnt umber. You can make a black with those 2 colors. But I want just a really, really dark gray. And this will be for the wingtips. Sometimes they flap up. And there's his head. And if you hit it just right, you can get his beak too. Sometimes the wingtips go down. And then a dot for the head, straight in and straight out. And here and here. And a dot for the head. You don't want to get them too big. Maybe I'll put a few little seashells on the beach. So I'll dot in a few little shadows with that blue and that brown color. And then once again, I'm going to double load. Let's go over that again. How do you do that? Well, you put a dark color on one side, and then if you wipe that brush off and put a light color on the other side, I'm going to use, in this case, white with a touch of red to kind of make a light pink. I'll put on a few little seashells right by where I laid out those shadows. Okay, so we took a little trip to the beach today, and I'm so glad you were here with me. I'm Susan Garden, and I'm looking forward to teaching you the next lesson. This was a lesson in acrylic. Thanks so much for joining me.